Hurricane Milton has slammed into Florida's west coast near Siesta Key, bringing with it life-threatening storm surge, devastating winds, and catastrophic flooding. As of 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Milton made landfall as a powerful Category 3 hurricane, with sustained winds of up to 120 miles per hour. The storm is moving east-northeast at a speed of 15 miles per hour, posing an enormous threat to both coastal and inland communities throughout the state. What you need to know. The National Weather Service, NWS, has issued an extreme wind warning for areas along the Tampa Bay region. Wind gusts are expected to reach over 100 miles per hour, with tornado-like conditions developing over the next few hours. Residents are urged to seek shelter immediately in the safest, most interior rooms of their homes. Being outdoors is extremely dangerous and could be fatal. A tornado watch is also in effect for southern Florida until 9 p.m., covering cities like Miami, Tampa, and Fort Myers. Several tornadoes have already touched down across southern Florida, adding to the chaos and destruction caused by the hurricane. Winds and storm surge. Hurricane-force winds are currently sweeping across Florida's west coast. Wind gusts as high as 100 miles per hour have been recorded in Egmont Channel, 97 miles per hour in Venice, and 89 mph in St. Petersburg. Water levels are rising fast, with storm surge reaching over 8 feet in some areas like Sarasota, and more flooding is expected in counties like Manatee and Charlotte Harbor. Hurricane and storm surge warnings remain in effect for central Florida, from Tampa Bay to Daytona Beach on the Atlantic side. This means that sustained hurricane winds and life-threatening storm surges are expected to continue overnight into Thursday morning. The storm surge along the west-central Florida Gulf Coast could reach as high as 9 to 13 feet in some areas, creating a dangerous situation for coastal communities. Destructive impacts forecast. While Milton will gradually weaken as it moves across Florida due to land interaction and increasing wind shear, its impacts will not diminish. The storm is expected to grow larger in size, spreading its destructive winds, flooding rainfall, and storm surge across a wider area. Devastating winds are expected to affect central Florida, including major cities like Orlando and Cape Canaveral, with power outages lasting for days in many areas. Flash flooding, both along rivers and in urban areas, poses a significant risk. Rainfall totals across central and northern Florida are expected to range from 6 to 12 inches, with localized areas receiving up to 18 inches of rain by Thursday. The Weather Prediction Center has issued a high-risk flood threat for the Tampa Bay and Orlando regions due to this excessive rainfall. Recap: Hurricane Milton's destructive path. Milton has been a storm of extraordinary intensity. It first formed as Tropical Depression 14 in the Gulf of Mexico on October 5th and quickly developed into a tropical storm and then a hurricane. By October 7th, Milton underwent rapid intensification, with wind speeds jumping from 90 miles per hour to a staggering 180 miles per hour in just 15 hours. This made it one of the most powerful hurricanes ever recorded in the Atlantic, with a minimum pressure of 897 millibars, placing it among the top 5 most intense Atlantic hurricanes in history. Urgent advice for residents. For those in the path of Hurricane Milton, the time for evacuation has passed in many areas. Emergency services may not be able to respond to calls during the height of the storm, and power outages are expected to last for extended periods. If you are sheltering in place, ensure you are in the safest, most secure part of your home, away from windows and doors. Stock up on essential supplies such as food, water, and medical supplies, and keep communication devices charged in case of emergency. Stay tuned for more updates as we continue to follow Hurricane Milton's progress and the aftermath of its landfall.